I'm Matt, and this is another crawl space video. So in here, I'm not going to crawl all the way through here, or maybe I will. You see the insulation hanging down? It's because there's a lot of moisture in the crawl space. It gets damp and it gets heavy and it starts to hang down, starts to sag, so you know it's a damp crawl space. When you look at the ground, first of all, there's no vapor barrier on the ground. There's white fuzzy stuff on the ground, which is probably mold. There's a temporary, we call it a Lally column, a temporary column right there holding up the house a little bit. Sometimes they're not doing anything, but the block it's sitting on is like this one. We call them a CMU, concrete masonry unit, or you know, cinder block they call them. That's the old. There actually is a difference, but most people call it cinder block unless you're in the construction business, and they call it CMU. So anyway, the block over there that Lally column sitting on is sitting sideways like this, and they're not designed for that. They're supposed to be turned up the other way with the holes at the top. And you fill them with concrete if you want to set something on it that won't span the holes. There's no vents in this crawl space, none whatsoever, not one vent anywhere. There's some white fuzzy stuff on the structure. So that's probably the same white fuzzy stuff that's on the ground, and it's mold. Probably, we always say suspected mold, but it's 99% chance it's mold. Right there's a good spot. Again, no vapor barrier on the ground. It's very damp. The moisture evaporates out of the ground and rises up into the crawl space and makes it damp. There's a little bit of rot here and there. I already crawled through here, so I'm not going to go back through again. I had to have my mask on, so I had to take my mask off for this so I could talk. But basically a bad crawl space. The main sewer line looks a lot like this one here. This is not the main sewer line here. But the main, you can hear the water running probably in the background. But the main was over there, and it looks a lot like this one. It's not properly connected together. They just shoved the PVC into the old clay. So that's not right. So that is it, boys and girls. That's another example of a bad crawl space, a bad, damp, moldy crawl space. That's it.